What's going on, you guys? This is Freak. Welcome to Frosted Fist, and I'm here with my good friend
Wolf Brother Methos!
Been waiting to do that. It's like an explosion of wolfness. Anyway, so we want to go ahead and cover.
I've been perfecting my Wolf's Fang Fist so I can continue to get beat up every episode.
Anyway, we want to share with you guys with our Get It Painted challenge that was initiated by our good friend Nick at Itty Beers, who made the initiative to say, Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, if you have any models that you have not painted, it would be a good time to pick them up and start painting them as many as you can before the year is over. Yeah, I think Nick can do Nick better than I can do Nick. Just saying. Sorry, Nick.
It's a family channel.
Sorry. Oh, wait.
I did not condone this. This is just Freak being Freak.
I love you, Nick. Please don't hate me. Anyway.
But yeah, that's the basic idea is take something you've been meaning to paint and paint it before the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got stuff that you haven't painted, procrastinating, sitting on a shelf, you're like, I don't know if I want to. Nick says, in his own way, get them painted. And
that's right. Stop playing Overwatch and get over and paint some stuff up. Mythos. I mean, nothing.
Not weird at all. Anyway, so I want to share with you what I've got. I don't have a very big list, but I've been kind of slowly tinkering away, which is kind of like I do, steadily, slowly but surely. And then we'll turn it over to the Wolf Brother, and he'll share with you his book of stuff that he did. So, real quick, and then we're going to show you some pictures. What I have been working on are these really cool Terminators. Now, I know I've been kind of sharing with you some of these, but one of the cool things that I really like, number one, were the bases. Every time I look back at some of our previous videos and I see some of the comments that our good friend Nick at Itty Beer has made, one of them was, nice army. I would start working on those bases.
You needed a nudge.
Yeah, so I was gonna leave these bases just kind of plain Jane, or I'll leave them black. But I just had him in my little voice in the back of my head, and so I decided to do a little something different. So I'll show you what I did with the bases. There are a lot of bases. Anyway, these are completed. They're done. I've done all the fine edge highlighting on it, and we'll show you those here as I talk about them. But those are complete, and I've got 5 more that I'm going to do. And also I have a Land Raider that I just found out that is practically, I have all the parts that I need for it, so I'm going to get it from my brother and I'm going to start painting that. That's going to be a fun challenge.
Really?
I can't wait.
Kind of a neat, it started off as kind of a horror story, but kind of a neat story. He picked up this Land Raider from a friend who got it off eBay. It was used. And I'm sure we've all come across our eBay disappointments before, and when he stripped the Land Raider, it turns out the assault ramp was cardboard.
Yeah, it was a piece of cardboard. It wasn't even plastic card.
He put it in the drink and it turned to paper.
Yeah, it floated. Ooh, like, oh no, what is that? So my brother, using the really cool art of 3D printing, was able to get a micrometer, size up the right size for it, and print.
Measured it out with calipers and got all pro with it.
Yeah, so really cool of him to do that. So now I gotta go pick it up, and I get the chance to paint it. I can't wait. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
I'm excited to see this Averland Sunset fade you got going on that Land Raider.
Oh man, that's gonna be exciting. I can't wait to show it to you guys. So, but yeah, so far that is what I've got, and I can't wait to get the other 5 done. To have a whole, 2 squads of Terminators, just that brilliant, beautiful yellow on the lava basis is just going to be really dynamic. So
I love the way the yellow stands out and that lava makes the yellow of the model pop.
It really does.
And the reddish tones of that Averland Sunset, where you got it all shaded, really pops even more.
Yeah, it almost looks like there's a reflection of the lava heat actually reflecting up onto the metal of the armor. So it's actually really, really cool. Again, you see these here in the pictures.
Really great work, bro.
Thank you, sir. So you've been busy.
I have been busy. I have definitely, I don't think I'm on target, but I'm going to try and make it so. As Mr. Picard would say, I'm going to make it so.
Make it so.
So, I'm going to try and get back on track, but I have been real busy. So,
yes, number one.
Since our last update, and it has been a while since we've done an update, I painted 2 librarians of the Night Lords colors, those loyalist Night Lords that Shroud has. I've done 1 anniversary Space Marine, which is really cool because this anniversary Space Marine is the one that Shroud said, I want to honor you for being such a big part of my army and making it, getting it all looking good for him. And so the anniversary Space Marine, he named Brother Methos to have a part of Brother Methos in his army. I thought that was pretty awesome. It's
pretty cool.
Again, you'll be able to see the pictures in the corner here. You should be seeing them already. I also did 1 Iron Priest. Not as awesome as our good, our good brother Nick's Iron Priest that he did up for me, but
Nick speaking, and welcome to this video.
That one was amazing, and I will definitely never be able to match that. But I think it came out okay because I matches the Land Raider colors and stuff like that, which is the last thing on my list. My Land Raider. And that poor thing, I bought it and it was used and there was like gouges in the plastic and stuff like that.
Battle damage.
It needed some definite TLC. So I sanded it down, I finally reprimed it. I bought it just a little over a year ago, like right after my birthday last year. And it's been about a year with it had some primer on it, but where there were still damages and stuff like that, and it wasn't primed evenly, it was kind of sad looking, and I just never paid any attention because I'm like, one day I'm gonna get in there with some sandpaper and green stuff and get it all cleaned up. And I even wanted to do the special Land Raider doors, but those things are glued in hard, and those things are definitely not coming out. So I decided to just make the best of it. I finally went in there, cleaned it, sanded it down. Got in there with my hobby knife, shaved down some of the gouged edges, make them nice and flush.
Stabbing it.
And so now it doesn't look as beat up. There's definitely some missing detail where some of that damage used to be. It's just flat and not as detailed, but it's making the best of what it was. Now, so reprimed up, finally painted up, and I'm really pleased with the way it came out because it looks like its little brother, the Rhino I did, is the exact same color scheme, and it looks like the Stormfang gunship I have, which I've always been proud of. I love the way that came out. I think the Stormfang is why I made the Rhino and the Land Raider that color, because I wanted all to complement each other, and it was really pleased with the way it came out.
Really good.
As what my UK friends would say, I'm quite chuffed at how it came out.
Chuffed?
This is a term apparently.
Chuffed.
Anyways.
Chuffed.
I'm really pleased with the way it came out though. So that's 5 models for me. That brings my total, let's see, I started at 34 models. Then I did 5 tacticals. That brought me down to 29. So I'm doing 5 more models. It brings me down to 24. So I'm chipping away at it. Definitely need to start making some more progress, but I do have plenty of things that are part of the challenge that are already built and just need some paint. So that'll help speed me along through some of these things. Unfortunately, the next thing on my list is Space Marine bikes, which is going to take a chunk of my time.
You can do it!
It's 3 bikes and an attack bike. So I'm swapping some of those things out for things I already had in the Get It Painted challenge. Still keeping the model total 34, but I accepted these as a last minute addition for the year. So I'm going to make those happen and be part of my challenge. I'm going to do some work on them up front. They're going to be, the bikes I hear from people. Bikes are time-consuming models, but I'm going to sink some time into them. And then as soon as I'm done with the bikes, I'm going to go into the easy stuff, the stuff I already have built up, like my Shield Brothers, 5 of them, my Cyber Wolves that are already built up. I'm going to do these units that are already assembled and ready to go, and just get some paint on them. My Dreadnought I actually stripped finally, got it reprimed and it started painting on it, so I'll finish that towards the end of the year. And so there's plenty of things that I have that I can make happen quickly. But first I need to focus on these bikes. And also something else I'm working on right now is Freak and I are working on a couple of special models for something we'll be talking about with you guys kind of later. But just let it know that there is an extra model count on each of our Get It Painted challenges right now because we're making something happen.
Pretty cool.
In addition to what I did for Get It Painted though, I have been busy more than just the 5 models. I've also, we talked a little bit earlier in the month about me going to a tournament, and I needed to get some things WYSIWYG for the tournament, and I had to make some repairs. My beloved Wolfman that I love so much were super damaged from just general play and use, and the handles on some of the weapons are real thin. And then of course, you know, picking up models, moving around the table, other people moving your models. You know, they take a little bit of beating on the table, especially in a busy game store. So the weapon snapped off of one of my Thunderhammer Wolfen and one of my Wolfen with the great frost axe, 2-headed frost axe. And they were in very delicate spots. So with the Thunderhammer, it was right where the handle meets the top of the fist. And with the great axe, as you'll see in the picture, was right up towards the head of the axe. So I went to my Legion brothers and I said, guys, I need a Legion 911. How can I save these models? And they let me know that the smallest drill bit that you would use for drilling out your gun barrels is just small enough to go in the handle of most weapons. So I was able to drill into the handles of these weapons, pin it with the thinnest pin. I used a little bit of brass pin from P3 that they use specifically for weapons and weapon arms. And then some Loctite super glue gel, and surgery was complete, baby. And, you know, by the next morning, I had models that felt solid again, felt like brand new models. So that worked out really well. I also had to do some other things to get WYSIWYG. So I've had 2 land speeders for over a year now. They were like some of my earliest purchases because I got them used and on the cheap. And they came with the multi-melta option. You know, just a single multi-melta, that's it, no other weapons. But I always play them as double heavy bolter because I mentioned in my tournament video, I like to hover them around the edges, swoop them in on objectives, but just really help people back from that max 36 inches and just really take out infantry, harass them, that kind of thing. But I've never had it modeled that way. So I finally, you know, bit the bullet, pulled off that multi-melta. I hated damaging a model. Funny story. I was hesitant to damage it, and I was setting it to the side in the game, and then Fate did it for me because it fell off the table, and just the only thing that broke was where the multi-melta was. So that was kind of my kick in gear to, okay, it's time to finish working on this. I got it all magnetized up now, so now I can switch between the double heavy bolter option or the multi-melta. And I didn't go traditional heavy bolter. Usually a double heavy bolter would be one in the passenger seat and one underneath the nose. But I put them together because the only heavy bolter options I had were from a bag of spare bits, and there were 2 sponson heavy bolters that had tons of detail on one side, but just flat metal on the other side. So I stuck them together to hide that lack of detail in the middle and made a cool kind of double-barreled heavy bolter out of them. So that was my double heavy bolters. And then of course, I got some real Frankenstein style surgery on, and I ripped the arms off of 2 cavalry members and my Candace Wolfborn. And I love these models, you know. They're my first and earliest cavalry. The paint job could be better on them. So I did paint their shields up, you know, I did update some of the armor, where early in my painting career I had some overbrushing and, you know, some not good brush control. I cleaned up the armor. I painted the shields up. And then the 2 that I ripped off the arms on, I made sure to magnetize up those chainsword options in case I need cheaper options later. But also I magnetized up a power sword and power lance option in case I need the extra damage like I did in the tournament. So that gave me a little extra power. And then on that Candace Wolfborn, I usually run him as a Wolf Lord. And I magnetized that claw option from the arm I ripped off. But I also magnetized on a power fist option. A lot of you guys in the community gave me a great suggestion of dual wielding power fist and wolf claw, and I made that happen, and that came out pretty well. I was real pleased, especially because it was my first time ever drilling into pewter. So
pewter's hard to mess with, for sure.
But it all worked out well, and I think it came out with a good look. and some of the models that really deserve it got some updates. So I has been busy. Now I did a lot of work to get ready for the tournament, but because they were really already painted, I was just doing things to improve them. So I'm not going to count them towards my get it painted. But man, that would be another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another 5 models that I worked hard on through this time I should have been using for the painting challenge, but at least I had managed to take care of some things I've been meaning to work on for a while and get them ready for the tournament. So guys, that's it. That's it for our Get It Painted Challenge update. And wasn't there something you wanted to do to close out? Something?
Oh no. No, not sorry.
If you liked seeing our Get It Painted updates, then do me a favor and grab up an axe and smash that like button in the name of the Emperor. And drop us a few comments down below. Let us know how you're doing the painting challenge or what you think of some of our progress. And if you are not yet subscribed to the channel,
do it.
Then the Freakmeister and I would love to have you as part of the pack here on the Frosty Fist. Until next time, guys, stay frosty.